Good evening, Gaurav.
गुड इवनिंग राजेश जी, कैसे हैं आप?
Padilla. Welcome to the first edition of Nahar JITO Bookathon, presented in association with Rashwani Foundation. In this session, we will explore the book Math Sutra, the Art of Vedic Mathematics Calculation by the Gaurav Tekriwal. This book is based on the 16 sutras. In this book, you will find easy methodology that will help you solve complex question and practice exercise that will test your understanding of this concept. So go ahead, make Math Sutra your essential guide to mathematics. So let me first introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Gaurav Tekriwal, uh, who is the founder and president of Vedic Mathematics India, where he has been sharing Vedic mathematics expertise globally for the last 25 years. The book we will be talking about is Math Sutra, the Art of Speed Calculation. Let me tell you something more about Gaurav Tekriwal. Through television program, videos, books, and online courses, he has introduced the Vedic mathematics system to more than 5 million students in India, South Africa, the United States, Australia, UAE, Ghana, and Colombia. Gaurav is a 7-time TED and TEDx speaker, recognized as one of the India's top young visionaries by India Africa and the Ministry of External Affairs of India. He has been honored twice by the Governor of West Bengal for his contribution to Vedic mathematics. Recently, Gaurav was featured in Mann Ki Baat program by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, generating nationwide attention. In November 2023, he was appointed to the Apex Advisory Committee for the Science and Technology Communication NCSTC Division, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. His impactful work in the government and education sector addresses the decline in numeracy skills in India, enhancing mathematical abilities to various government projects, focusing on teachers and student training under the Samagra Shiksha initiative. Gaurav is also actively involved in Indian Chamber of Commerce Young Leaders Forum, International Chamber of Business and Industries, and BNI. So Gaurav, are you ready?
Of course, thank you for such a lovely introduction, Rajesh ji. And such an honor to have you interview me. And it's a really great honor and privilege that you asking me some questions today. So thank you so much for taking out time also for today's session, sir.
Uh, okay, Gaurav, so we will just be discussing about the book you have authored. The name of the book is Math Sutra, and it has been published by Penguin. So I had gone through the books many a time. So I have few questions for you.
Oh,
The first question is that in the book I had seen that you have done a lot of work, mind-blowing exercise tips at the end of every chapter. What instigated you to write mind game exercise at the end, which is generally not the part of any book, especially the mathematics book if I am talking about.
100%, sir. So what happened is when I was writing this book, and I was also going through a lot of other books on Vedic mathematics. So this book I wanted to be in very simple language, friendly for children and students alike, because maths becomes a very dull and boring subject for everybody. So apart from the maths, I thought that if I could give the student tips and tricks on a lot of other fields of study, it would help them also. For example, I have given them affirmations, right? So a lot of thought has gone into the affirmations book, where I have given in that chapter concepts of being good at mathematics using affirmations. Affirmations are positive mental statements by which you affirm to yourself and you achieve the manifestation you desire. For example, I have said in the affirmation chapter that say, you can say it aloud with me, is I am good at maths. I get 100% with maths. I am uh, I'm very good and excellent at mathematics, scoring 100%. So there are a lot of these meditation affirmations which I have used to enhance the reader's interest in Vedic mathematics also. Also, I have given some breathing exercises to lower the stress levels down of children. You must have noted, sir. So children these days are very scared of mathematics. So to make math fun, to make math interesting, and also to make math less stressful, I have given some pranayam exercises also. So affirmations are embedded in India's history, and so is pranayam part of yoga. And we will be celebrating the International Yoga Day in some days' time. So I'm very sure that children would love this initiative in the book.
Uh, well answered, Gaurav. The second thing I would like to know that your own experience about the TEDx talk, your visit to South Africa, your interaction with the students uh, in New York or in South Africa. You have mentioned all about that. Uh, Precisely speaking, in the book, you have also mentioned about a girl who has scored 100% in CAT.
Correct. Neha Mangle.
So
Yes.
while writing, did you keep CAT candidate in your mind, as you have mentioned the success story of CAT aspirant and CAT candidate in your book?
So, CAT is one of my favorite examinations to give because it tests a lot of skills. You are given multiple choice questions, and if you answer them correctly, you go to the business school. So I had also appeared for CAT few years ago. I mean, over 3 decades ago now, if I look back. So it was a very interesting experience which I had. So Neha Mangle, when she cracked CAT, she went to IIM Ahmedabad, and she said that her secrets was Vedic mathematics because it helped her gain a lot of mileage, and she was able to do a lot of sums properly and faster using Vedic math techniques. So I thought that she would be a good fit and a good example for students to emulate her footsteps. That if she can do it, why can't others do it also with the help of Vedic mathematics? So my experience, coming to the second part of the question which you asked me, where you asked me about my experience in teaching students in other countries. So, I mean, I must tell you, it is the same throughout. Same throughout. Children the world over are scared of Vedic mathematics. I mean, scared of mathematics in general. So, when I was able to teach them Vedic maths, the hate of maths turned into a love for the subject. They suddenly found the subject so interesting and so useful that I can't even explain to you. So if you go through my blog, if you go through my website, so if you go through the study which I have done, the papers which I have published, you'll see those pictures of those children lit up when you show them a multiplication technique from Vedic mathematics, or you show them a sutra from Vedic mathematics. They like it. Math is a very, as you know, math is a very uh, tedious subject for children. So if Vedic maths can make it simple and interesting, children world over loves it. I had the opportunity to go to the US and give a talk about that. See the reaction to the talk. It had over 4.5 million views world over. And see the comments. I mean, hats off to the founder of Vedic maths, Sri Bharti Krishna Tirthaji Maharaja, who was also the Sankaracharya of Puri. His sutras are the best sutras in the world on Vedic mathematics. So even he had the opportunity to go to the US to promote not only our theory of Indian philosophy, but also he gave talks on Vedic maths. So those talks were exciting. It created a revolution in the world with his book also called Maths Vedic Mathematics. So yeah, so I also wanted to share with you some of my experience in South Africa. See, there's not much difference between Indian children and South African children. because they're made up of Indian diaspora, which went from India to South Africa during the British rule. So they're all uh, originated from India only, and they love the subject because the match is so hard to them, and you show them Vedic match techniques parallelly. It was amazing. So I was working with the government in South Africa. I did a lot of projects in South Africa, the pilot projects. We introduced Vedic math as a pilot project, which got some very, very amazing reviews from that country. This is about 2009, 2010 as we speak. And in our organization, we do have a lot of students from South Africa also. So that was an amazing experience for me, Bia.
Okay, Gaurav, you talked about your own experience of appearing in the CAT examination right now. Uh, so, by clearing the CAT examination, you could have uh, chosen the path of being a business tycoon and something else. So, why have you chosen the path of Vedic mathematics in the for the last 20 years? I know that you have been serving Vedic mathematics forum for the last 20 years. So, what inspired you to take the path of Vedic mathematics instead of any business uh, schools?
So when I started learning Vedic math in order to cat crack, uh, so what happened was I was sharing these methods which I was learning every day to my friends, and my friends did not have an idea that maths can be so quick, that maths can be so fun. So every time I used to learn a technique from Vedic math book, I was sharing it with my friends who I was doing the coaching with for cracking the cat exam. So they loved it, and it did make a difference to my story as well. So while I was waiting for the cat results, I realized that I could share these amazing methods to other students also in Kolkata, where I am from. So I started coaching Vedic math techniques to friends, and then some of the friends who I coached, they referred more friends, and they instead referred more friends. So one fine day, I thought that why can't we teach Vedic maths to many, many students online, or write a book about it, or do a workshop. So amazingly, some of my friends referred me to a school whose principal called me up, and she said that Gaurav, why don't you're so good at maths? Why don't you take a workshop for my students in Kolkata? So I said, why not, ma'am? It would be a pleasure, but I don't do it professionally. I don't have any idea about public speaking also that time, and leave alone teaching them mathematics. I was very apprehensive and scared. So what happened was then the day of the workshop, she called some of the people from and representatives from the media. Once she called those people from the media, the next day when the news were out, I was amazed that this thing has a lot of potential and the world does not know about it. It is from our own ancient heritage. It is from our own national culture. So why can't we promote it, and take it to many students? So that idea germinated when I was about 19 to 20 years of age. And 24 years later, I mean, Vedic maths, as I can see, reaching different shores. It is being implemented in India's own education system. It is being implemented in different countries also. So it become a movement of sorts. So I would like to credit you also for it because you've been working hard to promote Vedic maths across the country and in other countries also. You have authored over 40 books also in the subject. So as a community, the Vedic maths community has grown, and so is the impact of Vedic maths globally. So it's a sign of our culture. It is a gift from India to the world. So that is what I think about the contrast in different countries.
Okay, great. So now, so basically, I'm just focusing on the book that you have authored. The name of the book is Math Sutra. So, Gaurav, what basically inspired you to write this book? And how do you hope the book of yours will impact the reader's learning experiences?
Sure. So I gave a TED talk in New York as I was talking about to you about it. This was in 2012. So and then I got an offer from Penguin Random House in the US to write a book on Vedic maths. After I written that book, I got a That was the US. So when I was back in India, I received a call from the Penguin Book House, India, and they asked me to write a full-fledged series of books on Vedic maths. So I wrote that book, taken from my experience of over 6 to 7 years. At that time, in 2015, I authored the book, and that was the inspiration that if this book can be taken to a whole lot of people globally, then it would promote the concepts of Vedic mathematics. Those sutras can be promoted, and I wanted it to be in simple language so that even a common person who is in grade 4, grade 5 can read and understand the values given in the book. They can easily interpret it, and that's why I gave so many problems to be solved in the book. So that is what was my inspiration to write the book.
Uh, Gaurav, in most of the Vedic mathematics book that you might have seen also, and I have also experienced the same, that most of the author begins the book with the 16 sutras and 13 sub-sutras. On the contrary, you have begun with your own journey of Vedic, Vedic mathematics without mentioning the sutras in details and its meaning and all. So what kind of research did you undertake for this book? And what new skills or knowledge did you acquire during the process?
Sure. So I did not go through the traditional way at all, because traditional way, there's so many books out there in the market, especially also by the Sankaracharya of Puri. That is the original book. So I thought that that book is a centerpiece, because that book is epic. It's life changing. It changed my life, and it changed your life also, sir, and so many other children. So that book is the best book in the market on
Yeah.
Vedic mathematics. So because I did not give Sanskrit sutras in the book, I gave the English version because my readers are English. My readers are also in India. They'd be reading in English. So I did not give the Sanskrit sutras because they would get confused. They
Great.
would get little disheartened ki what is the meaning of this word. For example, Nikhilam Navatashkaram Dashatah. So if I just say that sutra to explain a concept, students would not understand it. So my aim was to simplify it as much as possible. So I did not go the traditional way at all. I also used a lot of pictures you must have seen in the book. I tried to give a lot of stories, and why I gave the stories was because people love stories at the end of the day. They don't like math concepts as much as they like stories. So I thought if I could relate it to my life at that point in time and give them some stories with some pictures, I think the book would be a hit. So now it's 9 to 10 years almost that the book has been out. I had the privilege of uh, now this book is also translated in many languages right now. It's in Hindi, it's in Gujarati, it's in Marathi. Of course, it's in English as well. It is a textbook of government schools in Samagra Siksha who are promoting Vedic maths. So this book has gone places, and it continues to go places as well. So that is what I think,
Uh,
that I went through the opposite way and the book became a hit.
my question was in something different. You talked about that how and what inspired you to write this book. My question was, what kind of research did you undertake for?
Yeah, as I mentioned, that time in 2015, I scanned the internet and I went to the Sankaracharya's mutt in Puri also, in which is
Okay,
in
great.
Odisha, Puri. He is my guru, the Sankaracharya of Puri. He mentored me also. I also met Shakuntala Devi, and I have a chapter in the book called Calendars. So I learned that technique from Shakuntala Devi herself, and she was kind enough to share with me some of the secrets which I have given in the book. So blessings from the predecessor, successor of the Sankaracharya of Puri, the blessings I got from Shakuntala Devi, and some of the books which I went through. So the first book which I went through is Vedic Mathematics, the original book by the Sankaracharya of Puri. So that was the kind of research I did. I traveled a lot. I scanned a lot of newspapers. and went through previous articles and saw that the book can be made into a bestseller.
Okay, uh, you talked about uh, experience of writing this book, Math Sutras. So you also have mentioned about the Asar report, the Pratham Asar report, that talks about the poor Indian student in performing basic calculation. Even the class 8 student cannot do the simple division of one digit, two digit. You have talked about all these reports published by the ASER, NCRT, and different government or private agencies. My question is, uh, the future of Vedic mathematics in India at present.
So I see a very, very bright future of Vedic maths in India because it is started being implemented from 2022 from the Man Ki Baat episode which went viral across the world. So from that time, Vedic maths is being introduced in government schools under the PM Shri and under the government's flagship program, the Samagra Shiksha. So I had the opportunity as part of those education programs from the government to go at the grassroots level and teach students Vedic mathematics completely. The future is very bright because students everywhere are struggling with mathematics. So it is being introduced also in several universities. The University Grants Commission, the UGC, has introduced Vedic maths as part of the Indian knowledge system in a lot of universities across India. Delhi University was the first university to launch Vedic mathematics as a flagship value added course in the university. And I must tell you, Rajesh ji, that that course, the value added course in Delhi University on Vedic math, is top three courses amongst so many other courses in Delhi University. So
Yeah,
people
yeah, I do agree. Many other universities apart from Delhi universities are running degree and diploma courses. Even the IGNOU is also running 6 month diploma courses on Vedic mathematics. Uh, Chaudhry Charan Singh University, Devilal
merit,
University, and
yes,
many other universities, Mumbai universities are running 3 months to 1 year's courses on Vedic mathematics. Okay, that's great. There are 16 sutras on Vedic mathematics. What is your favorite?
my favorite Vedic math sutra, it has to be among the multiplication. And I only got into this Vedic maths profession inspired from that sutra called the Nikhilam Sutra. Because under the Nikhilam's Navatasharam Dashata Sutra, which is all from 9 and left from 10, the base method, you can actually do large calculations in less time. So it was something which amazed me completely. And it was like magic to me. And I was so inspired and so taken back by the sutra that I thought that, if this is taken to a whole lot of people, then a whole lot of people is going to love maths. And that is what exactly happened. Vedic maths is gaining worldwide popularity right now as we speak, and people are interested in the subject and they like it. So you know that is what the
Niklam
message
is
of
your
the book.
favorite.
Nikhilam,
Niklam
yeah,
is your favorite sutra because it is being used in subtractions, multiplication, division, and square and cube.
completely,
Okay,
completely,
great.
completely.
Okay. Uh, I have seen that you have used a lot of cartoon in your book. So, how did you develop your own character to convey important lesson or skills to the student?
Yeah, so as I told you that the book has, apart from the maths, which is from Vedic maths, the book has a lot of other study materials also in it, like yoga techniques to reduce stress, to gain confidence. You have the affirmations, and so I thought to make it even more simpler so that it could attract students. As you know, when I was a child, I used to love books with pictures. You know, I was a very visual student back in the days. So I thought people would also love, those. uh, visual anecdotes, visual stories, visual storytelling in the book. So I used that. I did not draw it. So we are fortunate enough to have a artist do all those drawings in the book, which I think paid off really well.
Okay, Gaurav. We just talked about the Indian student. I'm just focusing on the Indian student, not the uh, Pen India. Means I'm not talking about the African and US student. I'm just focusing on the students residing in India. So you might have seen that Indian student, especially in the primary classes, are struggling a lot in doing calculation in mathematics. Uh, so, what is your strategy, and how do you think that the Indian student, particularly who are in primary classes, will use the concept of Vedic mathematics to strengthen their mathematical skill?
Yeah. So as part of the government
Please focus
initiative,
on the primary level, not to the upper primary and the high school level, because once the bottom is good, if you find the student basically good in the primary level, they will be doing a lot of great work in the middle level, in the secondary and senior secondary level as well.
yeah. So I was fortunate enough to work with few governments, few states. I would name them to you. One is Dadra, Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu. Then there is Sikkim. There is Manipur. Assam is one of the states which is you very very motivated to promote Vedic mathematics right now, especially in the primary levels also. And I had these chances to visit a lot of schools in the primary level in these states which I just mentioned under the Samagra Shiksha program. So in the primary level, so Vedic math is very very effective. I say it from experience. There are a lot of activities which students can do around Vedic mathematics. A lot of games can be given to the students around Vedic mathematics. There are a lot of math kits available, which through which you can actually have a hands-on experience in mathematics. So some of the concepts is also borrowed from normal mathematics into Vedic mathematics. Some of the math manipulatives are there. So these things, if you put them all together, can solve the primary math problem which is there in the country. Because everybody in the primary level and the secondary level is struggling with mathematics. The numbers show that. So if you implement Vedic mathematics, which is happening right now, you're teaching a lot of teachers the concepts of Vedic math because the teachers themselves do not know the subject in its own country
Yeah,
of
yeah.
origin. So we're doing a lot of
Uh,
teacher training, and that's how it is helpful for the primary level kids also.
okay, so you have been in the teaching profession, especially the Vedic mathematics is concerned. So you have been teaching for the last 2 decades to students across the world. So suppose uh, those who are very fortunate, who is having you as your own guru, but I'm just concentrating on the book that you have authored. So what relevance do you think your book has in today's fast evolving world where continuous learning is crucial?
Yeah. So if you think about comparing normal calculator to, you mean the calculator and advancements which is happening in technology with Vedic math, right? Is that your implication, sir?
No, no, I am talking about that many students will not be able to afford you, or they are not very good in using the technology. So they are not taking tuitions, or they are not directly involved with you. Um, so if suppose someone buys your book, Math Sutras, so uh, what relevance do you think your book has in today's fast evolving world where continuous learning is crucial?
I understand your question now, sir. So what is happening is, see, the book is there for last 9 to 10 years now, and the book is, it has some basic printing costs and is available freely on Amazon also. So you can download the Kindle version for it. So that is also for the some of the group of students. We have partnered with the government, not only in one state, but over 5 states as we speak, to provide Vedic maths books, which is the Math Sutra book which we have here also. So these books are being taken by the government to teach the teachers. The teachers then go through the book, go through our videos, which is also mentioned in the book, by scanning the QR code. So those videos are also given access to the teachers. Once the teacher starts learning the sutras from the book and also from the videos, they have a very good understanding of mathematics, which is then given to the students free of cost by the government of India. So by being its partner, everybody can learn mathematics. Also, my talks are freely available on YouTube. Children these days love YouTube, no matter from which uh, background they are. They have some kind of an access to a mobile phone, a small device, so they can
Yeah,
get
yeah.
access to the book, and they can get free access to the videos also, which is given there.
Okay,
That's
great.
part of, yeah.
Yeah. So you have been in the teachers training services for the last 10 years. You have visited more than 10 to 15 states where you are directly involved with the government to teach the children or the teachers also. So can you provide me examples of how individuals or organizations ins, uh, have used insight from your book to foster learning and development?
Yeah. So, first, I would like to name some government organizations. So, Samagra Siksha, Manipur, Samagra Siksha, Silvassa, which is under Dadra Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu. Samagra Siksha, we recently did Sikkim. So, all these places where I am trying to give and take Vedic maths to the masses, the Department of Education have taken the books to the primary level students, also to the secondary level students. So, it become a textbook. Especially if you note at the backside of this book, uh, you have a lot of examples given. So people practice that, and that's how it's getting popular everywhere.
Okay.
I forgot the
Uh,
second part of your question. If you could just repeat that, I'd be happy to answer it. And there are some other
so,
organizations also with whom we have partnered in the past. So Vedic Maths, we have partnered with a lot of NGOs. NGOs like Akansha Foundation is there. There are a lot of schools in across the world, across India, where I have gone and taken the book to the masses, promoted it via the social media, via the print media, to take it to the masses so that everybody gets a chance to understand what Vedic maths is. Recently, we have a tie-up with an NGO called there was Akansha Foundation. There is Gyan Deepak Foundation in Kolkata, and then there is one more organization we recently partnered with, which is taking 600 hours of Vedic math classes being given to students. So these all efforts add up, and I'm sure students everywhere can learn Vedic maths in spite of the little cost that is there to it, but they get to learn. We have also partnered with Sky so that
yeah, yeah,
Vedic maths can
great.
be taught to pan India. So those courses are still available, sir.
Gaurav, I have seen your book that you have talked about the basic concept, especially for the primary level addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, fraction, and decimal. Uh, for the upper primary, you have taken the topic percentage, decimals, divisibility, squares, cube, square root. Okay. For the secondary level student, you have talked about raising the fourth power, algebraic calculation, especially the simultaneous equation, quadratic equation, and the calendar that you have talked about, that you have learned the technique from Sakuntala Devi the Great. Uh, in the future, are you planning to apply the concept of the trigonometry, coordinate geometry, uh, some concept of the differentiation, integration in your book? Are you planning to write something
Yes,
for
I've
the
been.
readers, especially in the uh, senior secondary level? Because you have captured some of the concept of the primary level, mid level, upper primary. and secondary level. So, are you planning to write any book, especially for those who are in the uh, senior secondary level, especially in class 10 plus 2?
100%. So I've already been commissioned to write this book, but due to the paucity of my time, I have not had the initial push to write the book. I have already been commissioned. The documents and the agreements have already been signed with the publisher, but because of so many workshops, so many classes, and my team and myself have been pressing hard to take out some time to write the book. So it will be out in another 1 or 2 years, I think, and it will have a lot of other research also. For example, to crack competitive examinations, focusing on Indian examinations you mentioned like CAT, the joint entrance. So focusing on those lines also.
Okay. So we have talked a lot about your own experience in teaching with the students, teachers, and about your experience of writing the books. So the last question, Gaurav, to you is that what specific lesson or skill do you hope readers will take away from the concept of your book? The last question from my side.
The takeaway from my book,
Yeah,
you broke. Yeah. So
the
takeaway
layman
from
reader.
yeah. So what I want to tell my readers and the students who will go through the book is, you know, there's not one set method which is there to solve a problem. There can be many approaches to solve a problem, right? It cannot be a watertight one method by which you can solve the problem. So Vedic maths gives you the choice. I repeat, the Vedic maths gives you the choice to choose the method which you want to solve the problem. So, for example, in squares, you can solve squares in Vedic maths using multiple ways. So, such approach to life also can be very very useful for the students. Also, I want to share with the students that maths can be a very creative subject. Not a watertight subject, not a boring subject. So, if you want to make math fun, if you want to make math interesting and quick, Math Sutra or Vedic maths is the way which I would like the students to take away. So, that is the way to go.
Okay, so one more question before we come to the end of the session. My one last question is that how would you see the future of Vedic mathematics, and how would you love the Vedic mathematics concept to be incorporated in the Indian textbooks, especially the NCRT textbook?
Yeah, so that is like a dream. So, if Vedic maths is implemented in CBSE, NCRT books, and also in other state boards, so it's like a dream come true for me and for the whole Vedic maths community. I think, I mean, you are also there, a part of the community, sir. So, so it will be a dream come true. So, I want, if I get to talk to the Prime Minister, sir, again, I would have to tell him, when are you implementing Vedic maths in the school syllabus, so that everybody of us who have been so passionate about numbers, so passionate about our own country's heritage, get to use it in the normal way. So we're waiting for that day. The government has done a lot right now to take Vedic math, at least at the university level, and Samagra Shiksha is doing it to take it at the grassroots level. So, with all these positive things happening, I'm sure the day is not far enough. The day is not far when we will definitely see Vedic math in the curriculum. And that will be like an amazing day to celebrate, also, sir.
Yeah, great, Gaurav. Uh, you already have mentioned that the UGC has given its note to implement the Vedic mathematics course in different universities. And students from the graduation and post graduation are opting Vedic mathematics short term courses uh, in their curriculum. Hopefully, NCRT is doing a lot, and I hope that your wishes will soon be coming true. And NCRT and other agencies in the process of implementing the concept of Vedic mathematics and in their textbook. So nice talking to you, Gaurav, and I hope that reader will enjoy reading the concept of Vedic mathematics and will definitely boost their mathematical calculation and in near future we will find many Aryabhatta and Ramanujan coming out from our own country. So great talking to you,
Absolutely.
Gaurav. Yeah, last word if you want to finish.
No, I
Then
would
you can.
like to, yeah, I just wanted to thank you, sir, for amazing taking out time from your busy schedule, Bea. And I'm so grateful that you've been stood by me and you have sheltered me and mentored me also. So I'm very, very grateful to you. You have awarded me also so many times, the best thing which I could ever dream of. And I'm very thankful to you, Bea, also. So I think that should be, we together, we should all grow together. That is my dream.